You know, costs have become a lot more critical. Shortages are worse than they probably have ever been, particularly in kind of emerging high demand areas. So it's an opportunity for organizations to do things differently. And going back to the kind of horses for courses, it's about making the right choices, isn't it? So you didn't have things like the gig economy previously. You didn't have those options. And before IR35 came into place, for example, getting a piece of work done under a statement of work might not have been considered for certain things where it would just automatically be a contract that was hired for it. But you've also got things like the role of, and I know hopefully there's something we can discuss a bit later, but the role of things like diversity within the core workforce, or the extended workforce, the supply chain. All of those things are really important. But it's about the companies having choices and being educated to those choices and having access to those choices and being able to effectively make the best use of all of their available resources. So for some people, it can look like quite a complicated picture, but there's not an unlimited number of ways fundamentally that you can get work done. There's a range, but it needs to be brought into a clear structure for organizations. And that's quite a big challenge, where people are coming from a more traditional mindset, and then suddenly all this stuff's happened that's changed things really, really quickly, and everyone's trying to get on top of it. So it feels like a challenging time for organizations, and you must see that when you're going in and consulting with them about what the problems that they're trying to solve.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of it is as simple as the two parts of the business aren't talking to each other. Talent acquisition historically, may sit in HR. It may not. It may be that procurement are involved in setting up an MSP or an RPO in terms of the contractual engagements. And then within that procurement or services procurement, because there are so many categories and spends, it's not just human capital that's included in there. It's making sure that you get a real holistic view on where that talent is going to come from, but also the compliance pit. So if the internal organisation is sort of working out how they're going to, collaborate together, you've then also got an overlay of hiring manager behaviours. So we all know the pain of not being able to deliver projects, knee-jerk reaction to then get contingent resourcing, but then that extends to being a longer-term engagement. You might be paying for services procurement, but and a deliverable piece of work, but then because you get to know them, you might put them on a contingent assignment. So you've got all these behaviours which are ultimately driven by that manager needs that talent, needs them to be skilled. And whatever route they can do to get that resource as quick as they can will tend to be that defining end result. And obviously technology fits over that really, really well. But